welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time coming across this video, my name is Mufaro and we are the Make Your Monday family. We are a family of Monday makers. We are movers and we are shakers. We are goal setters and we are goal crushers. We believe in demystifying and debunking the myth about Monday. We believe in setting the tone for our Monday because Monday sets the tone for the week become months, the months become years, and the years ultimately make our lives. And we do so by having open, constructive, and transparent conversations, which result in us being the very best version of ourselves. So if that's the kind of family that you want to be a part of, hey, hit that subscribe button. And to my Monday makers, my movers and my shakers, my goal setters and my goal crushers, welcome back. Thank you so much for clicking on another video. Thank you so much for the engagement. Thank you for the love. Let's keep pushing and get us to 100. So as you know, every month we have our monthly Bible study, and this month we want to talk about making the decision. It is now time to decide. It is now time for you to pick a side. So when we go to the book of Deuteronomy 30, I believe it's from verse 15, Moses is speaking to the people and he says to them, "Behold, I set before you life and prosperity, death and destruction." But always he would say, like an examiner who's giving you the answer, and he says, "But I would encourage you to choose life." Imagine that God is saying it's time for you to make a decision. It is time for you to decide which side are you on. Who are you siding with? When we go to the book of James 4 verse 8, it talks about if you draw near to God, God will draw near to you. When I was growing up, I always believed that my closeness to God was dependent on Him. It was dependent on, does He like me? Does He want to get to know me? But as I've grown and as I've been reading the Word, I've come to the realization that God, it's like a country. I'll take, for example, where I come from, Zimbabwe. When you're in South Africa, Zimbabwe is close. But let's say you're coming from Egypt. So the concept that being explained in James chapter 4 is, imagine you're in Egypt and your destination is to get to Zimbabwe. The nearer that you are approaching Zimbabwe, the nearer that it seems like Zimbabwe is actually approaching you. But do you know that the nation is actually stationary? And the same thing is with God. He has not moved his position. He has not changed where he was from the time that he met Abraham, from his encounters with Moses, from prophet Isaiah, prophet Jeremiah, prophet Nehemiah, to right up to the apostles in the New Testament. God's position has not changed, but it is our position that has changed. And so what James is speaking about is if we draw near to him, it seems like he's drawing nearer to us, but it's actually us who get closer to him. And so it is time for you to choose. Many times people complain and say, my relationship with God is like, I don't feel that close to him. Anytime you don't feel that close to him, or you're not that close to him, it's actually on you. I love something which John Bevere says, and he says that it is you who determines your proximity to God. It is us who get to choose how close do we want to be. It is us who decide how much time are we going to spend with him. How much time are you going to sacrifice getting to know him? And I think it's time for us to have an honest conversation with God. I love there's a verse in the Bible which speaks about how when the foundations are broken, what do the righteous do? I think it is time for all of us to introspect, because the days where we are going, if you know, our King is coming back soon. Rapture is imminent, and it is time for you to make a decision, a very solid decision. In the book of Matthew 24, from verses 11 to 13, the disciples are asking Jesus, how will we know when it is the end times? How will we know that they are near? And he begins to tell them that you will hear many coming in my name. You will hear false prophets. Some will come and they'll say, there he is, here he's there. But Jesus says something. And he says, in the last days, the love of many will grow cold. But he says, he who endures to the end will be saved. So it means that right now where we are at, if you're finding yourself backsliding, you just might be part of those whose love is growing cold. And now, if more than ever, it is a time for us to put up a fight. It is a time for us to decide and say, in this day, in this time, I choose to draw near to God. I'm choosing to get as close as anyone can get. I choose to sacrifice as much time as I can so that I get close to Him. Because where we are going, you will read, it speaks about how that even possibly the very elect will be deceived. So right now is the time for you to get close to Him, get a revelation of Him, get grounded in Him, get rooted in Him, so that when the false ones come, so that when other people come and they're preaching a Jesus who is contrary to the Jesus in the Bible, you are able to discern it, you are able to pick it up. What will make the love of many grow cold? If you read that word, the word used there is actually to wax. So when we were younger, I don't know if you ever did this, but when we had a candle, if you noticed inside of the candle, the wax that was close to the flame was liquid. But the moment that you dropped it down, it became wax. It moved away from the source of fire. And he says the love of many will grow cold. It is a process. Further and further you find yourself moving away from Him, the colder and colder your love will grow for Him. The more that you will not have a revelation of Him. Now is not the time for you to bank on your pastor's revelation of God. It is not the time for you to bank on your mother's revelation of God. It is time for you to draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. In Jeremiah 33:3, He says, call on me and I will answer you. Not your pastor, not the prophet, not your mother, not your father, but you. In this time and season, God has given us the grace. He has given us an opportunity to call on Him, and He has promised us that He is going to answer us. But let it be a wake-up call to all of us to decide now that we are the ones who determine how close do we get to God. We are the ones who can decide, do I want my love to wax cold or do I want to keep burning? I don't want to be part of those who fall away. Why? They fall away because they didn't have a revelation. They didn't get grounded in their faith. They didn't allow God to draw near to them. They didn't make that sacrifice to say, God, I am drawing near to you so that I can know you. Not so that I can tell people about you. Not so that I can preach. Not so that I can do miracles, signs, or wonders. But so that I may know you. So that Jesus does not say to us, on the last day, and we'll tell Him, oh, we did miracles in your name. We did signs and wonders in your name. And He will say, get away from me, you workers of iniquity. I knew you not. So it is time, like Moses said, and he called heaven as a witness against the children of Israel. And he told them, today I present before you death or life. Choose life. Choose life. Doesn't matter where you are. Doesn't matter what you've been doing. The call is just repent and choose life. Choose Jesus. Choose to get to know Him. Because the things that are going to happen after the church is raptured, for you to be with everyone else in heaven when they come back, the requirements will be different. It will not be as easy as just saying, I believe in my heart, as we are told in Romans 10, which says, if you confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, you will be saved. There will be a lot more required of you. So why make life difficult when we have the opportunity now to draw nearer to Him? When we have the opportunity now to lay down certain things, to let go. That sacrifice may mean forgoing an hour of your favorite series. It may mean forgoing, catching up on YouTube. But it is you declaring to Him that I am drawing closer to you. So, the decision is yours. But as Moses said, again, choose life, choose life, choose life. So from me to you, mwah.